You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White Sports fans, things are getting ugly over there at TNT. As you guys already know, TNT, well, next season is going to be their last for the NBA. They actually get in college football, so no more Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, Shaq, and Ernie Johnson. Now, Charles Barkley has been pretty vocal about his disappointment with the people over there at Turner. He's very, very upset. He's actually concerned about, the people that actually work there, people that we don't actually see. They're pretty much going to be out the job. And it seems like things are getting pretty testy between Barkley and Kenny Smith. Yeah. Now, Barkley, man, has been holding back no punches. But it seems like behind the scenes, him and Kenny Smith definitely had some words. And Ernie Johnson also weighed in. This thing, man, could end very, very badly, guys. Badly. Charles has been there for 20 plus years. So is Kenny. Ernie Johnson is definitely associated with inside the NBA. Everything is falling apart, guys. So let's get into this, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Member live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We appreciate the support. Here we go, guys. So look at this here. Ernie Johnson scolds reporter. Kenny Smith argues with Charles Barkley in behind-the-scenes drama at TNT. Now, I haven't actually heard what Ernie Johnson and Kenny Smith actually had to say about losing the NBA, but Barkley, he's made it pretty clear. He is not happy. He's been attacking the higher-ups over there at Turner. It says here, tenuous times for TNT's Inside the NBA crew has led to some frustration. Ernie Johnson and Kenny Smith were reportedly upset with a reporter seeking an interview with Charles Barkley on the current uncertain status of their broadcasting rights and future. Now, the word is, man, is that maybe they'll end up going over there to ESPN. That's not really a guarantee, so we don't really know. But look at this. It says, quote, she should clear it through Turner, Smith said to Barkley as he began an interview with the New York Times reporter Tania Ganguli. Quote, she should do it the right way, according to Kenny Smith. And then down here, it says, Ganguli was reportedly shooed away by TNT public relations staffers and security before Barkley pulled her into an elevator to do an interview. Quote, hey, man, I can talk to who I want to. Barkley responded to Smith. Quote, you should do that out there, Smith said, according to the account, suggesting an interview be done outside the elevator. Barkley turned to the reporter saying, quote, don't worry about him, before beginning the interview. After the interview, as the reporter left the elevator, a longtime Warner Brothers Discovery employee and Johnson, the host of Inside the NBA, stopped to castigate the reporter for not getting permission from Turner to do the interview. So the only person that wants to actually talk to this woman is Charles Barkley himself. Charles is like, I don't care, man. I'm not following the rules. We know that Charles beats to the tune of his own drum. He doesn't care. Now, word is he's actually said that if he actually ends up going to ESPN, he basically said ESPN is not going to work me like a dog. I'm basically not doing the Stephen A. Smith thing. He said, I'm 61, and really, Barkley doesn't need to work. I mean, he really, really doesn't. He's a rich guy, okay? But he's setting his own ground rules, and he's not playing by any rules except his own. The usually mild-mannered Johnson scolding of the reporter shows just how fragile the current situation is for the cast, as well as every employee for TNT Sports. Quote, it's people's lives, Barkley said, referring why it's important for him to talk about the issue. But they only want you to talk about the issue if TNT says you can. He ain't down with that. Quote, not my life, not Ernie's life, not Kenny's life, not Shaq's life, but all the people who work here. We probably have 100 people who do work on the show. So they're like real people. I've seen their kids born, graduate high school, graduate college. Barkley has been outspoken about his anger with how TNT has handled negotiations, publicly calling out his bosses, including Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav. Zaslav publicly stated that TNT did not need the NBA to survive, which Barkley said he believes could have soured the league on talks with their longtime rights holder. Yeah, TNT has had the NBA for what, 30 plus years? I mean, I can't remember a time, guys, when the NBA wasn't on TNT. Now it's going to happen. Quote, like I said, we're just sitting back, waiting on these people to figure out what they're going to do, Barkley said last week on the Dan Patrick Show. Quote, my two favorite wines are Inglenook and Opus, and these clowns I work for, they turned us into Ripple and Boone's Farm and Thunderbird. Like, we got the best studio show, and it's so funny. We just won the Sports Emmy for Best Studio Show, but these fools turned us from Inglenook and Opus into damn Boone's Farm and Ripple. It's crazy. Parent company Warner Brothers Discovery is attempting to figure out if they can retain broadcasting rights in the NBA while cutting costs. Haven't seen their exclusive negotiation period come and go with no deal. So there you have it, man. Charles Barkley, not a happy camper. We knew that. But now there seems to be a little bit of beef there going on with Kenny Smith and Ernie Johnson. I mean, you can't control Barkley, man. You can't do it. He is going to do what he wants to do. And I don't think, even if the NBA actually stays on TNT, which I highly doubt, how long is Barkley actually going to stay there? I'm curious about that. He's already speculated that he don't want to work for too long. And now if he actually goes over there to ESPN, maybe the whole crew will go over there to ESPN. He's like, Charles Barkley is like pretty much retired. Okay, he's pretty much retired in his mind. He doesn't want to work that much. Hey, I don't blame him. He doesn't need the money. But Charles Barkley, man, on Inside the NBA, he's good. He's funny. I mean, the banter between him, Shaq, Kenny Smith, Ernie Johnson, man, it's great. But those days, man, are coming to an end. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.